Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please, if you are here to subscribe, just touch on the subscribe button and also click on the notification bell so that you get a notification once I upload new video. In today's class, I'm going to be showing you guys how to cut a princess dart with double peplum, and the measurements we'll be using for this princess dart with double peplum are our bust, shoulder to bust, waist, blouse length, bust to bust, our half length, sleeve length, and round sleeve. Start with folding our fabric into two. You fold your fabric into two like this. You fold into two. So I'll be using 2 inches for zip allowance. Here is 2 inches. Measure it down to our half length. Our half length is 15.5. I'll take our half length here. Here is 15.5. Then add 1 inch for folding, for joining allowance. So I'll use my ruler and mark it out. So here is it. This is our half length here, and here is our zip allowance. So now we'll start taking our measurement from this side close to the zip allowance. Our shoulder is 16 inches. Divide by 2 will give us 8 inches. Here is 8 inches. Also on this side, you take 3 inches for shoulder slope. Now where you mark your shoulder, you go in by 1 inch for your shoulder slope and connect it down to your 3 inches with your ruler. Our armhole is 18 inches. 18 divided by 2 will give us 9 inches. Don't forget, you take your measurement from this 1 inch here. For your armhole only, you take your measurement from this 1 inch here. So our armhole is 18 inches divided by 2 will give us 9 inches. You only divide shoulder and armhole into 2. You roll it down with your ruler. Now connect it to this folded side. I hope you can see it. Now on this armhole here, to get our armhole curve, you go in by 1.5. Place your tape like this. 1.5 here. Now measure your armhole. 9 inches divided by 2 will give us 4.5. Here is 4.5. You now from this 4.5 curve it down to your 1.5. Here is our armhole curve here. Our shoulder to bust is 12 inches. Here is 12 inches here, where I'll be taking my bust measurement from. And our bust is 41 inches. 41 inches divided by 4. Don't forget, we'll divide our shoulder and armhole into 2. But our bust and waist, we divide them into 4 inches. 41 divided by 4 will give us 10.2. Here is 10.2 plus 2 inches seam allowance here. Our waist is 37. 37 divided by 4 will give us 9.2. Here is 9.2. I'll take 1 inch for that and 2 inches for seam allowance, making it 3 inches extra. You now connect. So for our neck, the back I will use, I hope you can see. For the depth I will use 6 inches here. Here is 6 inches. Depend on how wide you want yours to be. Mine I will use 4 inches here. Don't forget, my measurement start from this zip allowance here. You now cut. Here is our neck. So I will now go ahead and cut it out. This is it. This our two back. For our front, we will first of all cut our center front. We'll cut the center one first. You fold your fabric into 2 like this. Measure your shoulder. Also divide your shoulder by 2. 16 divided by 2 will give us 8 inches. And here is 8 inches here. Now here you measure your 1 inch for shoulder slope. Then measure 3 inch for shoulder here. Instead of 9 inches, you measure 3 inches for shoulder here. Take our half length. Our half length is 15 and a half. 15 and a half is here. Plus 1 inch for joining allowance, making it 16 and a half. You roll it with your ruler. Now on this folded side, you measure your bust to bust. Don't forget, you measure your bust to bust from this folded side. Our bust to bust is 8 inches. You divide it into 2. Divide your bust to bust into 2. Divide by 2 will give us 4 inches here. Plus seam allowance. So I will be using half inch for seam allowance. You can use quarter or more than. Depend on what you sew with. So I'm using 4 and a half here now. You mark your 4 and a half down to your half length. Our shoulder to bust is 12 inches here. So mark it. Now on this shoulder to bust, I will measure 3 inches down, 3 inches up. I hope you can see it. From this shoulder to bust, you measure 3 inches down, 3 inches up. Now connect from this shoulder here, you mark. Curve it a little. Come and join your. This is it. For our front neck, I'll be using 4 inches. Use 6 inches. Also, curve it here. This is it. I'll go ahead and cut it out. Also, don't forget to notch where you mark your 3 inches down, your shoulder to bust, and where you mark your 3 inches up here. Now for the side, the two sides, fold your fabric into 2 like this. Use your front and place like this. You will leave a space here. So I'm using 2.5 inch for the bust curve. It depends on how busty the person is. I'm using 2.5 here. Here is my 2.5. You shift it to the 2.5 here. This is the 2.5 inches that I left here. This is the line you are seeing here. So for the center one, you place it close to the line here. Measure your armhole. Our armhole is 18 inches divided by 2 will give us 9. Here is 9. Now trace this line with your chalk. Here is our half length. I hope you can see how it goes. Our half length here. Now our bust. Our bust is 41 inches divided by 2 will give us 10.2. And here is 10.2. Two inches seam allowance. Our waist is 37. 37 divided by 4 will give us 9.2. Here is 9.2 plus 2 inches seam allowance. Use your chalk to trace out this where you notch to. And don't forget how I got this measurement. After placing this center one on top of this fabric like this, you start taking your measurement from this center one. Here I will also go in by 1.5. Measure 4.5 here. Connect them together. So this is it. For this 2.5 that I left here, I'll just, here is our 2.5 here. So I'll just give a small curve. To come and meet our 2.5. Curve from here. Meet your 2.5. Then from this side, where you mark 3 inches down, curve it. Come and join our 2.5 here. I'll now go ahead and cut it out. This is it. When you want to join, you sew like this. Don't forget, you place this one here now. Place it to this place where you notch. So open it like this, and also repeat the same thing on this side. For our peplum, you first of all fold your fabric into 2 like this. Then fold again. After folding your fabric into 4, you start taking your measurement from this edge now. Our waist is 37. 37 divided by 4 will give us 9.2. So you use your tape. You measure at 9.2 here. You form C with your tape. Here is 9.2. Now connect. This is it. Now from this place you mark your 9.2. You minus your half length to get your blouse length. Our half length is 15.5. You minus 15.5 from this place now. Minus 15.5. Now take your 15.5 from this place you marked. Our blouse length is 24 inches. Here is 24 inches. I'll now put 1.5 for our joining, both for the down and the up side of the joining. Use your tape to check. This is 10 inches now. You measure 10 inches round. This is our peplum. I will now go ahead and cut it out. Here is our peplum. So I will use this one here to cut out the second one. Remember, it will be a double peplum. So the second one will be 5.5 inches plus 1.5 joining allowance, making it 7 inches. This is the second one. So here now, this folded place now, you open it like this. Measure 2 inches here. Here is 2 inches. Connect it down here. Only on one side. Cut it out. Still repeat the same thing in the second one. Now for our breast pad, I'm using this hard breast pad. This is it. I use iron to hold it to this fabric. So I will now go ahead and cut out the lining that I'll be using for it. The lining will be in 3 pieces like this without breast pad. So here is our peplum. Our princess dart. See how I join them together. This is the lining. Join the lining to this fabric by joining the neck first. Join this side, turn it, close the armhole. This is the upper part of our blouse. I've joined the shoulder together. Now we'll just take our measurement. Divide our bust into 2. Our bust is 41. 41 divided by 2 will give us 20.5. Here is 20.5. Check what is remaining. There is 4.5. We divide 4.5 into 2, giving us 2 and 2. There is 2 and 2. So take the same thing this side. Waist is 37. That 37 divided by 2 will give us 18.5. That's 18.5. Here is 18.5. Check what is remaining. 1.5. We divide 1.5 into 2. Take from this side. Take from this side also. Now connect them down. Go ahead and join them together. This is it. So attach our peplum. I'll first attach the big one before attaching the small one on top of it. I can attach our peplum attach this small one. I will sew on top like this, then it will fall over like this. Is it. I will go ahead and insert our zip. For our sleeve, you fold like this, fold into two. Our sleeve length is 10 inches. This is our folding allowance, 2 inches. I will use this 2 inches here is for the down folding allowance and for this up joining allowance. So our cap height is 4 inches. And how I got this 4 inches, you divide your bust into 12. This bust here is 41 inches. 41 divided by 12 will give us 3.4. That 3.4, you now add half inch to it, making it 4 inches. Our round sleeve is 14 inches. Here is 14 inches divided by 2 will give us 7 inches. Here is 7 inches plus 2 inches seam allowance here. Now use your ruler to roll it. See the way I place my ruler. This line here, we check this place. Here is 10 inches. This 10 inches, you divide it into 2. Here is 5 inches. Here I will go down by half inch. Here I will go up by half inch. Now connect this is our sleeve. Don't forget to notch this center here. Now we will now use this one and cut the second sleeve. Here is our peplum top. It's a little bit bigger than my body because this is not my clothes. I just want to show you guys how our peplum top look like. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Please, if you are yet to subscribe, just touch on the subscribe button and also click on the notification bell so as to be notified anytime I upload new video. See you guys in my next video. Love you guys. Bye.